I've lived in this apartment for about 9 months. It's small, quiet, and nothing fancy, just enough for someone like me. I work nights, so I usually get home around 3 a.m., heat up something quick, and crash. At first, everything was normal. I liked the silence. I liked being alone. But about 3 weeks ago, something changed. One morning, I woke up groggy and stumbled into the kitchen to make coffee. That's when I noticed something strange. The sink was empty. Spotless. I always leave my late-night dishes in the sink. Always. But they were gone, washed, dried, and stacked neatly. I stared at them for a long time, thinking maybe I cleaned them and forgot. Maybe I was too tired and did it out of habit. I shrugged it off. But it happened again the next morning. And the one after that. Now I was paying attention. So, I left the dishes exactly as they were, dirty plates, forks still in the leftover pasta, greasy pan. I even took a photo before I went to bed, just to be sure. When I woke up, everything was clean again. Same as before. Washed. Dry. Silent. I started thinking maybe someone had a spare key. I changed the locks. The dishes kept getting cleaned. So I bought a camera, cheap one from Amazon, and aimed it at the sink. That night, I ate as usual, left the mess, and went to sleep with a strange tightness in my chest. I didn't want to wake up. But I did. And the kitchen was spotless. I grabbed my phone and checked the camera footage. Around 3:47 a.m., the screen went black. No sound, no movement. Just static for 5 minutes. Then it came back on, showing the clean kitchen. I called my landlord. He said no one had access to my unit except me. No reports of anyone entering, no cleaners, no staff. I started sleeping with the lights on. I stopped using the kitchen. Ate out every night, threw away utensils. Still, every morning, the counters gleamed. Then, last night, I couldn't sleep. I stayed up, sitting in my dark living room, watching the kitchen from a distance. At exactly 3:47 a.m., I heard the faucet turn on. But I couldn't move. A cold chill ran over me as I saw nothing. The sink filled with water. A sponge lifted from the holder. And plates began to float, slowly scrubbing themselves. I sat frozen, heart racing, as the pan flipped itself in the sink. There was no one there. And then, from the kitchen, I heard a voice. Faint, distant.
Just trying to help.
It started on a Tuesday. I had just moved into a quiet, older apartment building on the edge of town, cheap rent, no roommates, exactly what I needed. But then, early one morning, I was pulled from sleep by 3 sharp knocks. I checked my phone. 3:17 a.m. I froze. Who the hell knocks on someone's door at that hour? I tiptoed toward the peephole, heart pounding. No one was there. I assumed it was a drunk neighbor, got back into bed, and tried to forget it. The next night, it happened again. I jolted awake, eyes wide. 3:17 a.m. exactly. Again, no one outside. I opened the door to an empty, silent hallway. I told myself it was just coincidence. Maybe pipes banging, maybe I imagined it. But then it happened every single night. Always at 3:17 a.m. Always 3 knocks. Always no one there. I asked my neighbors. The ones on both sides said they never heard anything. One of them, a tired old man, just muttered.
"You'll get used to it."
Used to what? That night, I stayed up. I sat on the couch with every light off, facing the front door, phone in hand. I watched the clock tick toward 3:17. At exactly 3:17 a.m., the sound came again. But this time, it came from inside the apartment, from the hallway leading to my bedroom. I leapt up and turned on the lights. Nothing. I checked the whole apartment, closet, bathroom, under the bed. Nothing. I didn't sleep that night. The next day, I bought a door camera. One of those smart ones that records movement and stores clips. That night, I left it recording and sat up again, waiting. Same time. I rushed to the camera footage. It showed something. Not a person. Not exactly. At 3:17 a.m., the door camera glitched slightly, then showed a faint shadow. Human-like, but stretched. Wrong. It stood there motionless. Then, it turned its head slowly, as if it knew I was watching. And then it disappeared. I sent the video to a friend. He replied with just one line.
"Bro, that shadow isn't outside. That's inside your apartment."
That's inside your apartment. I looked again. He was right. The angle showed it was standing on my side of the door. I installed security cameras in my house last winter, mostly for peace of mind. I live alone, and after a string of petty thefts in the neighborhood, I thought it wouldn't hurt to have an extra layer of safety. One camera in the living room, one facing the back door, and one in my bedroom. For weeks, everything was normal. Until last Tuesday. That morning, I logged into the camera app to check footage. Pure habit by now. I scanned through the night, fast-forwarding, and stopped around 2:30 a.m. There I was, asleep in my bed. Tossing a little, curled on my side. But something felt off. I noticed a notification on the living room cam. Same time stamp. Out of curiosity, I tapped it. And that's when I saw it. Me. Sleeping, on the couch. Same posture. Same shirt. Same time. I froze. The image in the bedroom and the living room were both crystal clear. Both angles showed my face. Identical. Breathing rhythmically. Sleeping. I replayed both clips side by side. It wasn't a glitch. I was in two places at once. I tried to explain it to myself, maybe an earlier clip accidentally saved with the wrong timestamp. But the time was exact, 2:31 a.m., and the footage wasn't the same moment recorded twice. They were happening simultaneously. I didn't know what to do. I spent the entire day trying to recreate the glitch, reviewing logs, checking for hacks. Nothing. That night, I went to bed on the couch. Just to test. The next morning, I checked the cameras. And again, two of me. One on the couch. One in the bed, sleeping, at the same time. But this time, something was different. The me in the bedroom suddenly sat up, staring at the camera. Just staring. No blinking. No movement. Just locked eyes with the lens for 11 full minutes, before lying back down. I never moved. I watched that clip over and over. There was something in those eyes, like it wasn't really me. More like something that knew how to wear my skin. That day, I unplugged all the cameras. But last night, I woke up at 2:31 a.m. I was on the couch, where I had fallen asleep. But I felt something, like I was being watched. I turned my head toward the hallway. And there, at the edge of the dark, stood me. Not moving. Not breathing. Just watching.